Good call meeting order.
Thank you.
Good.
My fingers are not that funny.
All right.
Oh, here, excuse me, sir.
Here's the note you thought I had here.
All right, this be, finance committee August 2nd,
I'm gonna sit here by myself.
you didn't take a shot, I said. All right, approval of minutes for July 19th, 2021.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve the minutes of July 19, 2021 finance meeting as written.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor? Invoices. We got invoices totaling $256,572.94. We also have, pension, police, fire pension is $68,000 of that. AC rec center, $65,000 of that. Bottom line is, we got insurance, we got gasoline, we got payments for 3 vehicles, we got workers' comp. All of that totals up to about $218,119 out of that 256, which leaves us $38,453 back to off. So, not real bad. Anybody got any questions on invoices?
I move that we accept and move to full council approval, for full council approval, the amount of $256,572.94. What'd I say? Sorry, $256,572.94. Okay?
Got a motion, I need a second.
Motion made second, all in favor? Clerk's report, including the, committee.
I will. Of course, today's the second, so we'll get more findings and reports later on. Bank statements I gave you. That's basically as far as the end of the month type of thing. That's all basically that I have at this point. Now, on the budget adjustment, on our general fund, this year we carried over $120,000 from our budget and joining with our previous carries overs. So we have a balance of $1 million to carry over. And of course, we'd already put 350 in our budget to start with, so that left us 700. So I handed out a budget adjustment to everybody seeing. In time we go through, adding just to pay some things that we got on order, getting ready to pay. I put a 100 because our computer system is 25 years old. We also got a notice that one of the big guys is leaving, but our computer system's a little outdated, so I'd really like to look into that and save us some money to just do that. That's a big asset to our city, you know. The other buildings is where we tear down buildings. So we put 100,000 in there to cover tearing down more property. Streets and highways, that's 80,000 for the truck gets approved tonight and pay for that. Street construction, we had 0 in street construction, so we're paying, so I put 100 in there to start with. Parks and Rec, there's to pay for the air conditioning tonight, pay 80,000. Had to put a little bit more money in the agent to cover salary down there. And then, of course, that left us 250 for the contingency that we could pull out of there when we need it for other things. So there's our budget adjustment for our overall new budget for this year. And once we get that approved from the state and you guys, and we'll put a new form and we'll give everybody the new copy of the budget. Because basically that was areas that the main departments, we had put money in supplies and new equipment to cover everything for those. These were just the big purchases that came up here. And they came through last budget. So,
Well, you know, it's like this truck situation here, improvement we have spent,
yeah, it's been approved,
so that's the reason. we got-
other than changing, and we had the money in the budget last time, which we thought we was gonna pay for it, but, so we didn't put it in the new ones, and now I had to put it in the new ones. Because we was trying to think what we did have into departments at that time. We was working on the budget back in February, March.
We got a question? Who's this?
Of course, this is not our CARES money, this is just, you know.
This is real money.
And we did get our rescue, American Rescue, so that's been put in the bank in its own account.
That's
So,
special guy.
yes, yes. So that has been, we got that last week. I deposited the first day and put it in the new account myself. So I think we're set there.
Okay. Anything else? All right. New business, approve of the contract with the police department.
We met with the police again this evening and reviewed all the proposals that they had. They're in their packet. We had a lot of questions. All those questions were answered. We felt like everything was reasonable, and we approved, the motion approved, moving forward to the finance committee. We also approved it.
And the reason it is coming to the finance committee, there are several items here that's going to cost money, if you will, property, cars, and clothes, so that's the reason, one of the reasons, well, finance committee, with everybody else. One question I have here is last line, the last page. It says in January, blah, 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 shall meet to evaluate the officers driving cruisers home. But it doesn't say what they're gonna do with the evaluation. Should there be something there saying take appropriate action if needed or something?
Well, we talked about that quite a bit, and it's in the police chief and the mayor's hands to enforce the policy to be in place. And they also ask for an FOP trustee to be present in case there is action taken, that they can take back to their men to share with them what the action might be. But I don't know if that answers your question or not, if you need more clarification, Chad.
A couple of meetings ago, we had a list of, I think Chief Oxford was drawing up a list of the requirements that will be met by each officer driving their cruisers home. As far as the cleanliness and the maintenance of them and everything.
I'm not questioning that. The only thing I'm questioning is the line here. It makes a statement, but it doesn't say that they can do anything. The way I'm reading it, the way I interpret it, is just go sit there and look at it, find something wrong, you just, okay, next year contract, we'll worry about it. I see where you guys go.
I mean, it's up to the chief and the mayor to take action if they decide to. And I don't have the policy in front of me, but there is stuff in there.
Right.
If we, in that policy, if we don't have the funds to furnish everybody a vehicle, then they're not gonna get furnished a vehicle. If one of them abused the privilege of driving home and tear the vehicle up or trash it or whatever, then it's up to the mayor and chief to get it taken away from them. And they readily agree that's what it's about. The chief here, he can speak for himself, but I think we got enough confidence in him, that's what will happen.
Right. But you know,
Put it in writing, it's a plus. I said, when you put it in writing, it helps.
well, that's.
Not word of mouth.
Well, but it is in the policy, guys. You
I
got-
don't know, I haven't seen it.
I don't have a copy with me, but this is shall meet to evaluate. I was just under the impression that it would be to me to make sure everybody was in compliance with the policy and with the maintenance type things, that it would just be something that would be meeting to discuss whether everything was being followed.
So no action, you're not looking at that paragraph take action,
But you could take action at any given time.
not necessarily that particular paragraph.
Right. Because I would, my interpretation of it is that I could take action at any time for anything that goes against the policy. But this just kind of is a meeting time with the mayor and the other P person to go over it.
I'm sorry, I should have it with me, but I don't have it.
Well, that's all right. I mean,
The yearly evaluation of the program as a whole,
Mike.
policy.
but you, as the chief, and all members, at any time can
But it's,
violations of the policy, take a call.
you guys are comfortable with it.
We are, it's,
Even though, I'll be honest with you, I heard a police officer make a comment last week. The comment was, nobody in the police department has any confidence or trust in any councilman. Now, with a statement like that, you kind of wonder, but I'm gonna we'll go with you guys, your judgment on that.
I'd like to add one more comment, Mayor, he also, he also run his, he sits on the attorneys, these lawyers, and review things and everything.
Anybody got any?
Officer section like recognize.
Might be able to explain this a little bit better to you. So make sure I understand your question is there something in place or that will be in place that the city or the chief can take away the vehicles? Is that your question?
Not necessarily take away the vehicle. I mean, what I'm reading here is 3 guys will meet and they'll talk about the situation, period. There's nothing said here that there's any action will be taken.
The way the policy will be written is that anytime through the year or anytime the chief, if he feels that somebody has violated the policy bad enough to have their car taken away, then that'll happen. The yearly review, to my understanding, would just be that, a yearly review of the total program, of how it's running,
Oh, okay.
the efficiency of it,
I've got
things of that nature.
right here. Members also understand that anytime the chief of police or his designee may inspect their vehicle if found to be unacceptable in proper maintenance or cleanliness within a 6-month period, the member may lose privilege or take home cruiser until such time chief of police determines otherwise.
And unless just by some, if we are just totally busy, those inspections will occur monthly.
And I figured you might be thinking like, well, it was me, I got mine taken away, or somebody, different rules for different people, sort of, probably what you're kind of thinking.
But what they're saying, this is nothing, it's just
Right.
evaluating the whole program. That's
Right.
what I'm saying.
That's
Right, whether it's right into it or not.
The whole take home.
Yeah, okay. Anybody got any other questions, comments? Do I hear a motion that we move this on to full council?
I make a motion, we move this on to full council for the vote, discussion vote.
I'll second it.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Move it. B, purchase of a 2021 Ford Super Duty F-450 XL service truck. I got it. Midway Ford. Now, if everybody remembers, about a year ago, back in last October, we ordered a truck. We haven't got the truck. So Jim went out and he found the truck in the lot. Now, we had already allocated money for this truck. Do you want to allocate the difference,
Well, actually,
or do you want to just?
when we did it, well, when we did a new budget, we didn't allocate it.
Okay, so you want to put on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me make sure, okay? Street department.
Because there is a little bit of a difference in what we allocated and.
Street department, we got new equipment at 40, but that's also our payments on our vehicles, so we didn't allocate that 60 some in here, so
Okay.
that's why in the general budget revision.
All right, so we're just gonna discontinue the, what was that other?
The other contract, the
Yeah,
other,
the contract, it's from Bowen Hill. Yeah.
We did not have a contract with them. We didn't put nothing down. He was in here last week, right after I made a brief midway forward about this. He told me that it was in production, but he didn't know how long it would be. And he said, I thought they're going as fast as they come on the lot. If you all want to go with midway forward, go ahead and get it from midway forward. I'll call you when it comes in. If you want it, fine. If you don't, fine. We're fine.
I think we got one showing progress.
Yes,
We can take what we can get.
right.
Well, I have one question, what, the trailer we talked about in Thornhill, wasn't it a 550,
600,
600? So will the 450 do the job?
yes.
And that's also, extend that double cab, the other single cab.
Is it extended cab or 4-door cab?
It's an extended
Extended
cab,
cab, okay.
and you'll be able to put three-door, you can put a couple people in it if you had to,
Oh, okay.
but otherwise you can carry tools. and
It's
stuff
still
that
bigger
aren't
than
in it.
the other.
But you're confident the 450 will do
Yeah.
the job that you needed to do over that 600?
Right.
Okay.
and then we also, let me clarify, I think, the Baker, we have paid for that,
We have not.
okay, but they.
Baker is exactly, I talked to the gentleman from Baker, and the stuff that they have earmarked for Dunbar is in stock on site right now, waiting on the delivery of 1 or 2 trucks.
Right,
He told me that the price stands the same as what it was the day they made the deal, and that was for $31,260.
is that what all that equipment was?
Yes,
31,000?
$260.
Well, we might have to put down the road because
Yeah.
the 40, our everyday payment is 32,000. So, but we'll do that.
But this is
Well-
actually, this one has all the bells and whistles, all the lights, the emergency lighting that we have never had on any of the trucks since I've been down there. Stainless steel bed,
Diesel.
diesel, everything.
How much is this truck?
This was 57,990.
57.
So let's just go disregard the first number, the original price.
Right,
So start all over.
so we're really talking 88. Right,
Yeah.
Yes, 89.
89.
okay. We'll be good until, we have to go buy,
So we have to pay.
so we have to go buy another piece of equipment. I mean, because we got 9 months of maintenance, so, of the vehicles, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
And understand something else last year, in terms of 2020, this is 2021.
Correct.
So there's a cost difference in the trucks already.
And I'll tell you right now, we got that about new chipper. Wheels literally fell off of the old one this morning, is that what I understand?
Yeah.
So that's gonna have to. You
How
got
old is
that?
that thing?
90. 90? Newer than I thought.
30 years?
Probably we get some of that money.
Well, yeah, maybe we can take it, buy that from the cares.
All right. Backing up here, 2021 Ford, from Midway Ford for 57,990. This is our salt truck. Anybody want to make a motion? Somebody wants to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we purchase 2021 Ford X, or excuse me, not purchase it, but pass it on full council. 2021 Ford Super Duty F-450 XL from Midway Ford.
Wait a second.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Rest of that is the, equipment for Baker Equipment for the snow removal of $31,260. To go with this truck. Your motion, we move that forward?
I'll make a motion on that too, because we gotta have a bid on the truck. Make a purchase. Send it on to full council approval, get approval, excuse me. Baker Equipment, Baker Truck Equipment, for $31,260 for the dump bed and all the appliances that come with it.
I'll second.
All in favor? You know, these next two items, Scott, we really don't have to do anything until the bids come.
Correct.
They can go ahead and get the bids.
Yeah, right. We had two bids on this, on both of them. The fencing, and I've still got to get one more bid. Of course, I didn't get it in time. And then we also have to have the Historical Landmark Society approve that we can put them up at the wine cellars before we can even do that. So we'll get the bids and I'll get with them.
I don't think this one is bid.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with it right
Not
now.
until you get.
Correct.
Yeah. I think we ought to just table D&E. Anybody?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we just table this item until later, excuse me.
Got a motion to table D&E and bids come in. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody got anything else?
Well, why would you table the fencing around the recreation center? What's that have to do with historical?
We don't do anything. When you get the bids,
I got two bids.
we don't have to.
Right here. There's two bids right now.
There's two in there, not the third
Got
one.
two
Not
bids,
there.
got two bids for the wine cellar gates, and got two bids for the recreation bed.
All right, I apologize. We just, we'll table D and not E. Is that what, or, yes? I thought you just wanted to get the bid.
You're in the very back,
Yeah,
very back. I can hear you go. You got all kinds of pages, right?
two before that, right there.
C, okay, I'm sorry.
What?
Next page over.
Are you?
There's two of them there.
Yeah.
Golf fencing, 92.
That's good enough.
There's two golf.
And in front of that's the gates for the wine cellar.
The 9665 is the bid, to put the enclosure around the lines at the rec center. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yes.
And you got this bid, I see. Never mind. Okay.
Am I reading this right? It's gonna cost more to fence in the air conditioning units than what to build those big gates for the wine cellars? Are they fencing top of it also?
That I did not see.
What's that?
Were they gonna fence the top of it?
I would think.
Darsh, if there's a picture here on the very last page of what the gate will look like 8 foot tall, Darsh with spikes up on top of it.
Talk about the air
For the
conditioning.
air conditioning unit?
Pardon?
Is this for the air conditioning?
No, the air conditioners are just two, just two 8 foot gates, and the fence is 8 foot tall all the way around it, with barbed wire on top of it.
Oh, barbed wire, I didn't see the barbed wire,
Right
okay.
there on it.
Okay, I read it now. Chain link with barbed wire enclosure, okay.
Well, money for fencing.
Barbed wire.
That's what I thought, just closed into air conditioning units.
8 foot tall chain link fence with barbed wire, 2 posts, and, 2 8 foot double gates at the end that they're equipping in, those.
Are these golfs related to each
No,
other?
they are not definitely related at all.
I didn't know.
Okay, so, I don't know who made that motion to table both D and E,
Well, they just, I think they'd say both of them, I think.
No.
Yes, you
Is
did.
he?
Yes.
Let's look back up.
No, I just tabled the wine cellar.
Okay, that's what we want.
Okay.
Good. And now we got to approve fence contract at rec center for $9,665 for, Russell Golf.
And
And there's a one for 9,200.
all fencing and, landscaping for $9,275,
What?
which are pretty good.
The golf fencing landscape is cheaper than that, cheaper. Turn one page, sir. Right there.
Gotcha.
I was confused whenever I went over them two, because it was golf and golf and golf and golf.
Yeah.
Whew.
There's
I
four.
always try to put them in order as far as on the agenda.
Okay, back up.
Yes, it's not, but it's like-
$9,275 for finishing in around the rec center air conditioning, is that correct?
Correct.
We hear a proposal, a motion to send that on the council.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we send it on to council for full approval to golf, fence, and landscaping in the amount of $9,275 for the rec center AC units.
Right here, second. All in favor, say aye.
Any opposed, no.
All right.
Thanks
C
too much
has
money.
been tabled, E has been moved on. Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Their motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, there's no other financial business with the city of Dunbar. I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Second.